and speak up.
Good morning.
I'm working on Taiwan time. That's where my family is, okay? I have a task in front of me here today to talk about something that makes me feel good, something I've learned about over the last 5 years of my life. And I've done a little bit of thinking about what makes a club a good club. It's really the atmosphere that we create. And the atmosphere is not the weather, it's not the humidity, it's not the temperature. It's what we do in here and all the different elements that we affect in the roles that we play that make this a very successful organization. The atmosphere, it really affects our operation, the background, the stuff that goes on, like the meeting you all had here this morning without me, or in my scurrying around, I should say. It affects our members. Each one of them comes here every week, or most every week, to grow and to learn. It affects our attitudes, how we approach each other, and how we look in the mirror and think about ourselves at the end of the day. And it also affects how willing our guests are to join us and say, wow, I'd like to be part of this. We start off by setting examples in all that we do. We roll out a welcome mat for our guests. And we also make sure we create the atmosphere that takes care of our members. How do we set the example? Frequently, it's our club officers that are able to provide us with the environment that we come to every week. It's the meeting room, it's having the supplies we need available to us, it's creating those elements that help us welcome our guests or make sure they have their name tags when they come in. It's different things like that that our officers do, and they put it in a form that allows all of us to understand it, to be consistent with following through, and that bleeds through to the really positive aspect of having our guests come back and join us again. We try to arrive on time, give or take a little bit, but getting to the club meeting about 15 minutes ahead of time is important. As by today's example, I would think Vaughn would share that with me, or agree to that. There was a lot of setup to be done today, last minute things to be done. We want to eliminate the panic of the last minute by getting here a little bit ahead of time. We want to be prepared, have your materials, have your charts made, have your handouts available to be handed out. Make sure you coordinate with the Sergeant at Arms for any special needs that you have throughout the meeting. When we get here, we also want to offer a helping hand, because this room needs to be set up, this environment needs to be created, the physical environment, so we're always out there offering that helping hand. Somebody's running out and put the signs up. We have to get the timer equipment out, the tables have to be set up. All these are small little elements, but it's a lot of work for a single person to do. So we pitch in, and we offer that support. And what's equally as important is realizing at the end of the meeting to offer that support again, instead of just heading out the door. We also make sure that at the end of the meeting, we compliment and greet our speakers, the people who had special roles within the meeting that really helped this meeting click the way it needs to, and we take an interest in them. Like as an example, Ruben has done a spectacular job today of the setup, wearing the Sergeant at Arms hat. That should be acknowledged. And acknowledgement is a very key element to what we do. Because if you come, you do, and you leave, and nobody acknowledges you, it really leaves you slightly hollow. And in this club, nothing gets left hollow. We also want to make sure that we acknowledge our special guests, whether our first or second time guests like Nicole, our special guests coming to visit us from other clubs, or our area governors. Sometimes we have guests that are visiting us for the first time and go, wow, what's this Toastmasters all about? And it's critically important to our health, to the health of the club, to any club, that those people feel welcome and nurtured and willing to come back again. That's what we're all about, and we do that very well here at Speak Up. Believe me, I know as I've gone to different clubs here and there, oh, if I come back here again, I really don't care. That feeling is never what you walk away from Speak Up with. And I salute each and every one of you for that. Creating that atmosphere is part of rolling out that welcome mat. showing our new members that we care. When a guest comes in, we want to make sure that we